And this is number 25 on the review. We're going to condense into one logarithm. So before we start on these problems, let's just remind ourselves of our three rules. We have product rule, quotient rule, and power rule. Now when you're condensing, you're actually going backwards. You're going to start on this side, so you're going to start here, and then you're going back this direction. Okay, so it's backwards from what you were doing before. Generally on these, we like to do power rule first to put all of our exponents back where they belong, and then we can do product and quotient rule. All right, so if we look at the first one, I don't see any numbers in front of my natural log, so I don't have a power rule. So I'm going to do product and quotient rule. So when I see the plus, I know that that's, when I condense, that's going to become a product. And when I see a minus, that's going to become a quotient. So the trick to this is make sure you are condensing to a single log. So you're going to put your log out front, and then you're not going to write logs anymore. All right, so in your numerator, you're going to have everything that had a plus. So you've got an x, and remember it's product rule, so this becomes times x plus 4. And then a minus, that tells you that number goes in the bottom, so the 3 goes in the denominator. And then that's fully condensed down into one logarithm. Now for b, notice I have some numbers out front. So here's where I'm going to use my product rule backwards. All of these are going to go back and become my exponents. All right, so I'm going to do that step first. So I'm not actually condensing yet. This will be log base b of x to the third minus log base b of y to the 1/2 minus log base b of z squared. All right, so put everything back to their exponent. Now I'm ready to do product and quotient rule. So this is where we're going to a single log. So I'm going to write the log base b. Then I'm not going to write log again. All right, so notice on this one, we have two minuses. So these are both quotients. These are both going to go in the bottom. The only one that's going to go in the top is the first one because it's actually positive. All right, so the x to the third goes in the numerator. The y to the 1/2 goes in the denominator. The z squared goes in the denominator as well, since it has a minus. Notice when I put it in the denominator, though, they are being multiplied. So those plus and minuses don't go into the denominator. All right, now if I want to clean that up a little bit, I could go ahead and change my y to the 1/2 into square root of y times z squared. And then that would be fully condensed. All right, so let's try the last one. So I'm going to start by looking for any powers. I don't want the negative, I just want the 5. And I'm going to take all of those and I'm going to put them back as my exponents. All right, so I'm going to rewrite that first. So this becomes minus log base b of x plus 1 to the 5th plus log base b of z to the 1/3 plus log base b of y to the 4th. All right, so now I'm ready to go down to a single log. So I'm going to write log base b one time. Remember, anything that has a plus goes in the numerator. Anything that has a minus goes in the denominator. So notice here are my pluses, and then here's my minus. So the pluses, I'm going to put those in the numerator. So z to the 1/3, remember, times y to the 4th. The only one that has a minus is the x plus 1 to the 5th, so it goes in the denominator. Now generally we rewrite our z to the 1/3 as cube root of z times y to the 4th all over x plus 1 to the 5th.